Hello, my friends. Welcome to another day in the life of a landscaper. I forgot my camera this morning, but it's already been a busy day. So I had a client meeting this morning for a new project that would be coming up in the fall. So that was very exciting. Next, I'm going to do a little bit of shopping. I need to pick up another container for the State Hotel, which is so exciting. They have been using their outdoor space like crazy. So we're going to add another container up there. And then I'm also going to pick up some saucers for another client of mine. We didn't initially have saucers. This was a client that I had inherited. And so we just need to put something under them just to prevent staining on the concrete below. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to head up to Potteryland first, do our shopping there. And then on the way back, I am going to stop at Pavingstone Supply in Ballard. And this is a super fun supplier. They carry a lot of concrete products. So Mutual Material, Belgard, New Stone, lots of different awesome products for paver pathways and patios. So come along for a day of shopping. So I have just arrived at my supplier. This is Potteryland in Linwood, Washington. And this right here makes me super excited. This is a shipping container. And a lot of times our suppliers, especially during the pandemonium, all of that, it was actually really hard to get shipping containers in because there was so much supply chain issues. And so when I see a big container like this, it means it is chock full of goodies. And so we're gonna go in and see what they've got. Okay, so already I'm getting really excited because I love that like pockmarked kind of like deconstructed finish. There's some amazing cream colored ones over here. There's some standard white pots, but then there's a color that I haven't really seen before back here behind the gate. So we're going to sneaky squirrel it. Okay, this is what gets me so excited because they're pulling everything out of that shipping container and staging it here before it goes out onto essentially the showroom floor. This turquoise finish is an incredible glaze. And what I love is that it's not uniform. So they've got more turquoise here, and then they have some that are turquoise and white. I'm very excited. Tons of rustic clay, which is always like, I feel like it's just like a winner. I use them in modern spaces and it has that like great contrast. So, okay, before I get too distracted, in we go. Oh, and our dining room table arrives tomorrow at long last. And so I'm also on the hunt for something that I might create a centerpiece from. So let's check it out. Okay, so item number one on my shopping list was saucers for the containers. And this is a kind of more modern entry that we had done. And they have matte black square base containers. So I'm going to pick up 3 of these because basically there's a ton of staining on the concrete below. And the concrete, unfortunately, is literally in the low spot. So we're just going to bring these in. It'll catch the water. It'll prevent all that staining. So item number 1, check. So I was just talking to the wonderful people who work here, and the shipping container that's out there, that is actually the first of like 3 shipping containers. One is going to be delivered as soon as they have this one emptied, and then they have a 3rd one that is it's just been received in port. So I am very excited. They have brought in tons of these tall square containers. They were super low on inventory with this design, and so they've brought a ton of that in. Then behind me, not only did they have all the stuff in the holding area, which is kind of like on the other side of that fence, but they have a whole nother amount of like black clay, some antique finishes, some gorgeous stuff. They also had a bunch of low bowls that they had ordered, which they had been missing. Everything was really upright. And so they've got a bunch of those low bowls, which I love. And then they were also telling me that they have ordered a bunch of fountains and they're awaiting those coming in. So all in all, very exciting times over here. Okay, great. Okay, so when you look inside these containers, there are 3 that are nesting. You have large, medium, and small. And they package them kind of bound together here, and then, of course, with the cardboard. But then when you look at this is actually offcuts from when they cut out shoe inserts. And so to not have any waste, to prevent these from banging around, they wrap them in all of these spare clippings from everyone's shoes that are made. Can we talk about how hilarious this is? There's everybody's feet. So if you remember my container design video, I will link it in the description below. We were shopping for the State Hotel and I had selected 3 very different shapes. They are now requesting actually a 5th planter up there, and they would like it in this more metallic finish. And because this is kind of an eclectic hotel, it's got a lot of personality, I don't want to duplicate a shape. I want to bring in something new. So I'm going to choose this shape right here. What I love about it is the shape of it mimics the small lipped container that is on there, so they read together. It's in the same finish as all the other containers, except for that one modern one that was just kind of gussying up a wall. And the fun thing about this one is it is actually the tallest of all of the containers that I brought in. And the reason I wanted to bring in something with some height is because it will be by itself. And so it needs to have, like, when a container is rolling solo, it needs to have presence. It needs to have gusto. Like a tiny container all by itself looks like, I don't know, like a lost preschooler. So this is going to be the tallest of the containers that we bring in, and I think it's going to be the perfect selection for that wall. Oh, also, very importantly, I'm filling a wall that is about 2 feet wide, and the lip here, it bulges out slightly, but this lip is just over 20 inches, and then it expands out to be about 23, 24 at the widest part of this shape. Okay. So we're going to get this selection, and then I'm going to take one last look around because I do want to peek at some goodies for our new table. I don't think I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm getting something special. It's a centerpiece option, and I really like it. Okay, bye. I was about ready to leave when I noticed a really fun detail. Come here. This I am obsessed with. Okay, look at this. So you get this beautiful creamy color, you get a little bit of the brown speckling coming through, and then you get this beautiful cut edge that is unglazed. This is sexy. This is lovely. I love it. It's just like, here's the deal. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Like, you don't need to come up with like an insanely new shape, but adding just a little detail like that makes a huge difference. Huge. Oh, and okay, this door is open. So behind me is their supplier. They just got in a ton of Pavingstone containers. So if you live in an apartment, you're like in a condo, townhouse, any small space where you're needing to go interior to put a pot outside, this is a fabulous, fabulous lightweight option. Love them. And this is called a Pavingstone container. Okay, we got work to do. There it goes. Oh my gosh. If you live near Linwood, if you're in the Seattle area, keep this place on your radar. They've got new goodies coming in. So I just ran into Manuel. He's the owner of Potteryland. I just think he is so darn wonderful. And I've known him for years and years, obviously because of business. Anyways, he asked if I would help him with a special project. And so keep your eyes peeled on the channel because it just is a resounding yes for me. I love helping other small business owners, and I can't wait to bring you along for that adventure. So now we are off to Paving Stone. I'm going to pull up, I want to purchase a couple of different color samples for a client. Oh, their project starts in about 2 to 3 weeks, and we're doing just a beautiful secret hidden backyard, backs up to a green belt. It's going to be awesome. Okay, my friends, last errand of the day before I turn back into my mom. I am here at a really awesome supplier. This is Pavingstone Supply. They are located in Ballard, and they're essentially like the in-city go-to for paving materials. And they have an incredible selection of a little bit of everything. So as soon as you walk into Paving Stone, you kind of come down the right-hand side and you arrive at this little area that has all sorts of samples. And this the furthest back bay, this is Mutual Materials. They are a Northwest company. These are folks that have supported me doing the Northwest Lawn Garden Festival. They are lovely. And then over here, this is Abbotsford. Now, Abbotsford was just purchased by Bellegarde. They're a Canadian company. And again, really lovely quality products. For the client that I'm shopping for today, they are really loving this multi-size product. Now, they have two kind of blends here. This one is the Summit blend. And then this one over here is the Cascade blend. The Cascade is more blues. This one over here, it does have a little bit of blue in it, but also has brown. I'm going to be picking up samples of this particular material. The Roman cobble, I feel like is just too rustic. It's a lovely, lovely one, but I just feel like it's too rustic for this. The other one I'm going to pick up for them to review is this Holland. This is just your classic, very flat face and kind of a nice beveled edge here. This is more of like a modern take on kind of like a brick moment versus the cobble here, which I am obsessed with. This one has a little bit more of a rounded edge. You are going to see a more pronounced kind of essentially grout line or fill line here. But again, beautiful, beautiful products. Love them both. So I'm going to take both of those as samples and get them in two colorways so the client can see them in their garden. Moving over here to Abbotsford, they have a very similar product. These ones right here, this is the standard series. It comes in a multitude of sizes. So this singular one, it comes in a square, and then this little cutie pants right here, which is like the most adorable. They also have this product. This is the Villa Stone. Now, what's a little bit different here over the Dominion is this Villa Stone has a bit more of like a wavy texture. It's really hard to pick it up, but you get a little bit more texture through the top of this as opposed to just being flat. So I'm going to pick up a sample of this and a sample of the Holland just so they can see, again, both in their garden. All right, I want to show you another couple products. These are beautiful, beautiful natural stones. This is going to be a higher investment, higher price point. This is going to have more inconsistencies because it is a natural product, but just absolutely beautiful. And then check this out. Look at these giant, gorgeous slabs. And I'm loving, actually, if you look at this, I'm loving the finish on that face. That is so beautiful. And then look down here. Look at this one. I don't know if this comes through, but that sucker has some sparkle on it that is absolutely sensational. I'm going to take you over here as well. Now, this is a newer competitor in the market, and I haven't used a lot of their product before. This is Western Interlock. Now, I was speaking to the people who owned, so Pavingstone Supply has actually recently been purchased, and they said that they are really enjoying this product, and I'm really loving it. What's kind of interesting is this reminds me, this Camino stone, this reminds me a bit of the Villa stone that Abbotsford does. But then over here, check this out. This one is called La Pietra Moderna. And what's neat about this is the profile of essentially the Holland, except in a larger format, which I'm really digging on. This space, I think, needs something a little bit more traditional, so I won't go this direction, but this is very interesting to me. And then Cast On. Now, Cast On is a manufacturer who has come on the scene a couple years now, and they make concrete product that is made to look like stone. So if you take a look back here, that Coda Wall series, it's super interesting. So it gets like the consistency of concrete, but still gets a little bit of that natural stone aesthetic. You can really see it here. I think that is super interesting. And then you can also come over here, check this out. They do like an irregular step, but it's still a man-made product. And then look at this giant charcoal paver. The sucker is 3 feet by 1.5 feet. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and then the last but not least here is this New Stone Group. Now, New Stone Group is something that I have, again, never used. This looks like it's a little bit of a newer product to me. I'm kind of curious about it. So I haven't used it before. I won't be starting fresh on this project using it, but they've got some really interesting profiles here. So it has me curious. I just want to swing you around here to take a look at the other stone that's available. If you have a small project, you need a couple of pieces of stone, this is a great place to pop in and to carry a little bit of everything, and just lovely, lovely stuff. I've purchased actually a lot of Mexican beach pebble here, both sealed and natural. Okay, one more thing. This is one of my favorite products. I used this at the Flower and Garden Festival 2 years ago. This is a beautiful piece of granite cobble. And not only do they have this black granite here, but check this out. Look at this amazing salt and pepper. It is so stinking cute. I kind of want to do a project where I'm going to feature this maybe as like a border or some sort of specialty piece. I don't know. I got to think of a moment where I get to use this because it is so fun. So I was able to get the mutual material product that I was looking for, but the Abbotsford, which has now been bought out by Bellegarde, I still need to get their samples. So I'm gonna head over to the east side tomorrow, grab those samples so I can deliver everything to my client tomorrow. And we are on our way towards getting their new backyard renovation, just one step further in the process. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for coming along on this day in the life of the landscaper. I will see you in the next one. And in the meantime, please say hello to your garden for me.